This is the future of finance, and it's coming sooner than you think. Do you know what was the killer application that sparked the computer revolution? In the old days, you had to know how to program a computer to do even the simplest tasks. Everyone knew about computers, but they were out-of-reach monsters that required specialists or geeks to understand. The Lotus 123 spreadsheet changed all that by bringing the power of computers within reach of everyone. It allowed users and financial experts to use the computer as a tool rather than a career. Today, there is a new technology that seems as unreachable as computers were back then, but it is poised to change the world in ways that we can't even imagine yet. You may have heard of the blockchain. Is it just a buzzword? An obscure technology that doesn't really apply to us? Why should we care? And what is a blockchain anyway? You can think of the blockchain as nothing more than a database or ledger, but with a rather unique property. It is guaranteed to be unchangeable. Through some very clever cryptography, once you write data to it, it cannot be tampered with. The more data you add, the more secure it becomes. And that is vitally important when it comes to your bank account or a contract, right? These are things that you want to be cast in stone. Okay, so what is a contract? A contract is an agreement between two or more people to exchange goods, services, or money. In other words, when you hired a babysitter for the night or had someone mow your lawn, you entered into a contract with them. Of course, contracts can be very complex and usually require a legal or financial professional to draw them up. To simplify this, contract forms or templates were created. They make a contract easier to write by having all the wording researched and developed in advance, and leaving blanks for the things that can change, like the names or particular details. This helps prevent mistakes and makes sure that you don't forget anything important. It also gives you confidence that what you're signing is a standard contract with reasonable clauses. This is important because, let's face it, when is the last time you looked at a contract, went blank, and just signed the dotted line? It was probably last week when you clicked I agree to update your computer or you installed an app on your phone, right? In fact, more than 90% of people say that they don't really read the contracts they sign. And what is more boring than a contract? A financial contract, right? And yet, contracts are vitally important as they affect every facet of our lives. So, before you click out of here, let me show you what the future holds. Okay, so where am I going with this? 20 years ago, it was unthinkable that you would do your shopping or banking on your phone. And yet, now we do this every day. It's routine. So, what is the next step? You may have heard of a smart contract, but what is it really? A smart contract utilizes the blockchain, the safe and secure, tamper-proof technology, to process financial contracts automatically. Instead of being written on a piece of paper, the contract is stored and runs on the blockchain and is executed step by step. For example, Alice wants Bob to mow her lawn. She pulls up a smart contract template on her smartphone and deposits $50 in the smart contract. This is good for Bob because now he knows that Alice has the money to pay him. When he mows the lawn, Alice can release the funds to Bob. On the other hand, if Bob doesn't mow the lawn, the smart contract pays Alice back automatically. So, why would you want to use a smart contract in this case? Isn't a handshake good enough? These days, more and more of these interactions are being done remotely, so you don't get a chance to look at someone in the eye. The smart contract gets rid of the ambiguities and gives everybody more confidence that things will turn out all right. It's a win-win for everyone because we all want more certainty in these uncertain times. Of course, this is a simple example, and contracts are usually much more complicated than that. With complexity, the chance of introducing errors in a smart contract goes up, and that's a problem. So, how do we fix this? Well, there is a project called Actus, which is working to do just that. Actus was created to analyze financial contracts so that these contracts can be defined and standardized. They are working on all types of financial contracts like mortgages, annuities, derivatives, etc. The aim is to clarify and establish the flow of a smart contract in order to make sure that the contract does what it's supposed to. So, how do you fit in? Well, in the beginning of this talk, I mentioned how computers were complicated beasts until a program came along that brought computers to the people. The blockchain is in the same boat that computers were back then. It is an invisible giant that is slowly but surely changing our lives, just like the internet did in the last 25 years. It can be used to record anything that requires permanence and accountability, like financial transactions, tracking products, storing property or health records, managing your identity, and yes, even recording votes. In fact, most major governments and companies are exploring how to use the blockchain to store things securely through the use of smart contracts. But the blockchain has remained the domain of experts and requires a programmer to write smart contracts. Remember how Lotus 1-2-3 spreadsheets revolutionized computers by making them accessible to everyone? Well, there is an amazing new language and system for writing smart contracts called Marlowe, which aims to bring the power of the blockchain and smart contracts to you and I. You may not be a programmer, but you have a unique perspective on how contracts affect you, whether it's your family or your clients. So you are the expert in your domain. If you're a financial or legal expert, Marlowe and Actus will benefit you as well. Actus will give you the structure and Marlowe the tools to more quickly and accurately create customized contracts for your clients. And if you're the client, you will be assured that the contract has a solid foundation in Actus. How does Marlowe do this? Your Marlowe experience can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. Remember how paper contracts were simplified by creating forms? Well, in the same way, Marlowe contracts can be saved as templates, where you simply fill in the blanks. In fact, you could even use a Marlowe template on your smartphone. If you want to create a new Marlowe contract, just go to the web page of the Marlowe Playground. There's no need to install anything on your computer. Marlowe contracts are assembled like a jigsaw puzzle. Just click and drag and fill in the information requested. But there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Marlowe templates are being created for all the Actus contract types. For example, here you can see a simple type of loan called principal at maturity. In the Marlowe Playground, all the pieces you need to assemble a financial contract are available to you as color-coded blocks, so you can concentrate on what you're trying to accomplish and quickly put a contract together. And for the experts, you can use Marlowe code if you prefer, or even use a more advanced language called Plutus to harness the full power of the blockchain. The sky is truly the limit. After your contract is done, a full set of tools is available to test your contract and visualize what your contract is doing, so there are no surprises. Furthermore, the contracts can be analyzed and tested automatically to prove that side effects will not occur. So, what are some of Marlowe's guiding principles? As we saw, Marlowe is designed to be easy to use by providing a puzzle-like visual interface. Marlowe contracts always have an end time, at which point all the loose ends are taken care of, so there is no danger of money being lost. By being a specialized financial tool, Marlowe can anticipate and prevent costly errors or omissions. And finally, it is designed for the user, not the computer expert. So hopefully I've piqued your interest about the future, and maybe you're wondering how you can get involved. This is all still a work in progress, just like the internet was 25 years ago, but you can start learning more about it now. The active standards are already well developed, and the Marlowe playground is already available for you to use. There are tutorials available, as well as examples of various types of contracts. You can also learn about Actus and even contribute by adding more Actus contracts to Marlowe. You can help by providing feedback on your experience and shape the future of Marlowe with your suggestions. In the process, you will also learn about the Cardano blockchain upon which Marlowe is built. So here is where you can get some more information. You can come back to the screen later. Peer into the future. It's coming sooner than you think. And feel free to share this video with your friends and associates. The future is coming for everyone. Thanks for watching.